AI is like the word on everyone's lips these days.
Yeah, it's everywhere you look.
But put them together, AI and podcast. OMG, AI.
Catchy, right?
Definitely attention grabbing.
Yeah, and it tells you something about how people see AI, you know?
Definitely a sense of buckle up.
A little bit of awe, a little bit of, oh my God, what's next?
Exactly. Makes you wonder if we're ready for a podcast like OMG AI.
Maybe, maybe not. Okay, so you've got these clusters of lights in the night sky over New Jersey. Officials are totally baffled.
Yeah.
And at the same time, like right now, you've got AI-powered drone boats firing back at Russian attackers in Ukraine.
Yo.
It's like we're living in a sci-fi movie.
It really does feel like we're on the edge of some kind of like real-life thriller.
Right.
What I think is so interesting is that both of these stories, they seem totally unrelated at first, but they both show how quickly drones are changing the world.
That's exactly what we're going to deep dive into today.
Yeah.
So we've got a stack of sources here.
Okay.
News articles from USA Today and Reuters.
Right.
Each one's got a slightly different angle on this drone revolution.
Yeah.
But we're not just going to stick to the headlines.
Yeah, at all.
We're going to unpack what this means.
Yeah.
Especially for you listening at home.
Exactly.
Because this tech is already impacting all of our lives.
Yeah, you go.
So let's kick things off with those New Jersey sightings. Right. Multiple witnesses.
Okay.
These strange lights. Officials are like, what is going on?
Yeah, it definitely sparks some curiosity.
Right.
And nobody seems to have any good answers.
That's the crazy part.
Yeah, and when there's no explanation, that's when the speculation starts. Yeah. You know?
Which is totally understandable.
Absolutely.
Especially with how mysterious all of this is.
Yeah.
But to make it even more intriguing, Senator Schumer is actually calling for better drone detection tech.
Really?
Yeah. He specifically mentioned Raman radar systems.
Okay.
And their 360-degree radar.
Interesting.
So what's special about this tech?
Well, a lot of the radar systems that we use now, they've got these blind spots.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, which means they can miss things.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But with this 360-degree coverage, it's like you're creating this complete bubble of detection.
I see.
Catching everything that flies into that range. So, yeah, it's a major upgrade for security.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But here's where it gets even more complicated.
Okay.
Congresswoman Maliotakis is saying that the government's hiding something. Right.
Okay.
But then you've got Congressman Himes blaming the FAA.
Okay.
He says it's just poor communication.
I see.
And he's positive it's not aliens or some foreign power.
Okay.
You
right?
know?
It just shows you how the same information can be spun in so many different ways.
Right.
And it's also a great reminder to think critically and not jump to conclusions when we really don't have all the facts yet.
That's so true. And then you've got former Governor Christie.
Oh, wow.
Saying he saw one of these drones himself.
No way.
Over his house.
Really?
Yeah, and he wants the state police to be able to shoot them down.
Wow,
He said, I've lived here for 30 years.
Okay.
Never seen anything like it.
Yeah, when he brings up a personal experience like that,
it
really adds some weight to these concerns. It brings up even more questions, right?
Totally.
About privacy, about how much force is appropriate, and about what it means to feel safe in your own home when technology is changing so fast.
You got it. But then, here's the kicker.
Okay.
The FBI and Homeland Security are saying that most of these sightings are probably not even drones.
What?
I know, right?
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
So Harry D. Reen, this engineering expert, he suggested that maybe a few genuine drone sightings might have led to this, like, mass misidentification.
Right.
So people see something weird in the sky, and since it's all over the news, they just assume it's a drone.
Automatically, yeah. So we've got all this mystery and intrigue and, like, tons of uncertainty.
Right.
Let's shift gears a little bit and talk about how drones are actually being used in combat.
Okay.
Like, specifically in Ukraine.
Sounds good.
Here we're moving from speculation to, like, confirmed tech.
Okay.
Right. Ukraine's been using these unmanned sea babies.
Sea babies?
Yeah, it's essentially a robot boat.
What?
With machine guns.
Wow.
And they're targeting Russian forces.
No way.
And the crazy part is, these boats seem to be using AI to aim and fire on their own.
Wow, so like the boat's making its own decisions about when to attack?
That's insane, right?
It's really a stark example of how quickly we're using AI in war.
Right.
And it's not just at sea, it's happening in the air, too.
Right.
The Washington Post reported that Ukrainian drone operators were secretly deployed to Syria.
Wow.
And they actually helped to bring down the Assad regime.
So this isn't like just hobbyist drone tech anymore.
Not at all.
This stuff is shaping world events.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah.
Kathleen Hicks, she's a U.S. defense official. She actually said that the character of warfare is changing.
I mean, what does that even mean for, you know, the average person? It means that the way we think about conflict, the way that wars are fought, and the tech that's used, all of it's changing, like really fast.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up.
It really is.
So let's talk about this drone revolution.
Okay.
It's not just about little flying cameras anymore, right?
No, not at all.
You've got companies like Anduril.
Okay.
They're building some pretty advanced systems.
I see.
Like the Ghost Shark.
What's that?
It's a robot submarine.
Whoa.
Designed for Australia.
Okay.
But it's the size of a school bus.
Wait, a school bus-sized robot submarine?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know, it gives you an idea of like the scale and sophistication of what we're dealing with.
Wow.
And Anduril's not just supplying Australia.
Okay.
They're selling drones to Taiwan, too.
I see.
Including Switchblade and Altius loitering munitions.
What are those?
So those are essentially drones that can circle above a battlefield and then dive down to attack.
Wow, so they can just choose when and where to attack.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, it is.
Right.
Yeah, those names and stuff might sound like jargon, I guess.
Yeah.
But they represent a pretty big shift in how we're going to fight wars in the future.
Yeah.
And the U.S. is taking notice.
How so?
Well, they've started this replicator initiative.
What's that?
It's a plan to basically buy a ton of drones by 2025.
So the U.S. is preparing for a future where drone warfare is like the norm.
It seems that way.
And that brings us to AI and its role in all of this.
Right. That's a huge part of it.
Yeah.
You know, companies like Helsing are developing AI-powered drones for Ukraine.
Oh, I see.
And these drones can fly through heavy jamming.
Oh, wow.
So they're super hard to stop.
Right.
And in the Pacific, drones are becoming key to the U.S. strategy against China.
Interesting.
Especially when it comes to Taiwan.
Yeah.
You know, Admiral John Aquilino.
Yeah.
He's the commander of the U.S. Indo-Pacific Command. He said that he wants to be able to hit 1,000 targets in the first 24 hours of any conflict.
That's a lot.
It is, and it really shows just how important drones will be in any future conflict.
Right.
And this isn't just like theoretical stuff either.
Right.
The amount of investment in this area is huge.
Yeah.
I mean, Anduril, for example, they're valued at $14 billion.
That's $14 billion.
Yeah.
That's more than some countries' GDPs.
It's true, and they've partnered with Palantir.
I see.
You know, another tech giant to share data and train AI systems.
It's clear that people are taking this tech seriously.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
The Brookings Institute reported that the Pentagon's spending on AI has gone up by 150%.
Wow.
Yeah, so it doesn't look like it's slowing down anytime soon.
But before we get carried away with all the cool stuff, it's important to remember that tech alone doesn't win wars.
Right.
You know, Ukraine's still fighting really hard against Russia.
They are.
Even with all this technology.
Yeah, that's such a good point.
Yeah.
Tech can change the game, but it doesn't guarantee a win.
Right.
There's so much more to it.
Totally.
You know, strategy, tactics, the human element.
Right. And there's another layer to this, too.
What's that?
Both sides are using drones with parts from China.
Oh, really?
Yeah, mass-produced Chinese components.
Interesting.
So it raises some, you know, geopolitical questions.
Yeah.
So even though we're seeing this huge change in warfare, it's not a simple equation.
Exactly, Kathleen Hicks. She said that technology is seldom determinative.
I like that.
Yeah. It reminds us to look at the big picture.
For sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we've been talking about robot submarines and AI drones on the battlefield and all. I bet you're wondering, like, how does this affect me?
Right.
How does this affect my life?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Right.
And a lot of people are asking that.
Yeah.
It's not just about wars far away.
This tech is already starting to have an impact closer to home.
So how does something like a Ghost Shark or those Switchblade drones translate to Main Street?
Well, think about it. Companies like Amazon, They're already using drones to deliver packages.
I've seen the videos.
Right. You order something online, and boom, a drone drops it off.
Yeah, it's cool, but also kind of weird. What happens to all the delivery drivers?
Right.
And isn't it kind of creepy to think about drones flying all over?
Right. Those are good points.
With cameras and all.
Yeah.
Watching everything.
You're bringing up some valid concerns.
Right.
Yeah, and we need to be talking about them. Yeah. As drones become more and more common, we got to consider the impact on jobs.
Right.
And yeah, privacy is a huge issue.
Totally.
Do we really want drones with cameras recording our every move?
It feels like we're opening a Pandora's box.
Yeah.
We need some rules before it gets out of control.
Absolutely. Right. You hit the nail on the head. We need some good regulations and safeguards to make sure all this tech is used responsibly. It's not just about privacy either.
Right.
There's also the question of safety and security.
Yeah.
Like, what if a drone malfunctions and falls out of the sky?
On someone's head.
Right.
Or worse, what if someone hacks a drone?
All right.
Uses it to do something dangerous?
Exactly. I read somewhere that there's even a black market for drones.
Really?
Yeah, so they could easily end up in the wrong hands.
That's scary.
It is. It adds a whole other layer of complexity that we can't just ignore.
Right.
We need strong security to prevent drones being used for crime or terrorism or even spying.
It seems like with every cool thing about drones, there's like a dark side.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Right.
Technology is a tool.
Yeah.
It can be used for good or bad.
It can build you up.
Right. Or break you down.
It all depends how we use it.
Right.
And what safeguards we have in place.
So what does all this mean for the average person? Should we be excited?
Right.
Or afraid?
That's a really tough question.
Right.
And it's something we all need to be thinking about.
Yeah.
The most important thing is to stay informed.
Yeah.
Talk about these things and make sure that the people who are developing this tech and using it are being transparent.
And accountable.
I totally agree. The more we know about the potential benefits and the risks, the better decisions we can make.
Right.
About how drones fit into our lives.
Absolutely.
So we talked about the potential impact of drones on our everyday lives. But let's not forget the economic side of things.
Right.
There's a ton of money going into this.
A lot, yeah.
Hondural's $14 billion valuation is just one example. Are we talking about a new tech boom here?
It's definitely possible.
Right.
Building and using drones creates jobs, creates new industries. As the tech gets more advanced, we'll see more innovation and economic growth.
But what about the downside?
Right.
Are companies going to go out of business?
Yeah.
Jobs being lost?
I mean, disruption is inevitable.
Right.
Just think about how the internet changed things.
Yeah.
How we communicate.
Right.
How we get information.
Yeah.
Drones have the potential to change how we transport things.
Right.
How we do surveillance. Even how we fight wars.
It feels like we're at the start of something big. Like a new era, the drone era.
Yeah.
Where these machines become part of our lives.
Right.
For good or for bad.
It's a really insightful way to put it.
Right.
This new era
Yeah.
will make us face some really tricky questions.
Right.
Ethical questions, societal questions, economic questions.
So we've covered a lot of ground today. From those weird drone sightings in New Jersey to the impact of this tech on our everyday lives. It's a lot to process.
It is a lot to think about. And that's the nature of these complex issues, you know? There's no easy answers.
That's what makes these deep dives so interesting, though.
Right.
We're exploring new territory. Asking the tough questions. It's challenging.
It is.
But it's also fascinating.
Absolutely. I think it's so important to keep having these conversations.
For sure.
To question what we think we know. And be open to different perspectives.
Okay, before we wrap up part 2,
I
want to leave you with something to think about.
All right.
We've talked about the big picture impact of drones.
Yeah.
But how do you think drones are going to impact you?
Right.
Your life, your community, your future?
That's a great question. And as we've discussed, there's no easy answers.
Right.
But by being part of the conversation, staying informed and demanding transparency and accountability, we can help shape the future of this tech in a way that's good for everyone.
Are you looking to upskill your team in AI? Check out your Academy AI. Their expert AI training team has enabled some of the world's top companies to effectively adopt AI. Your team gains critical skills that lay the foundation for responsible innovation. From AI fundamentals, AI policy governance and ethics, to AI tool evaluation and building AI agents. To learn more, visit the link in the show notes.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We've been talking about the drone revolution, unexplained sightings, AI-powered drones in warfare.
Right.
Even in our daily lives.
Yeah.
But there's another piece of this we haven't really talked about.
You're right. We've talked about the practical stuff.
Yeah.
But there's also some big ethical and philosophical questions.
Right, the what does it all mean questions. Yeah. So what are some of the ethical...
and philosophical dimensions of this tech?
Yeah.
So think about this. Drones are becoming more autonomous. They're capable of making decisions without a human controlling them.
Yeah, that's kind of scary.
Yeah, we're in uncharted territory.
Right.
It raises questions about responsibility and even morality.
Like those Ukrainian sea babies firing on their own.
Exactly.
Is that a machine making a life or death decision?
Right. It's not sci-fi anymore.
Right.
This is something we have to deal with. Yeah. And it brings up these tough questions like, who's accountable when an AI drone messes up?
Right.
What are the rules for autonomous weapons?
Yeah.
Do we even have a way to think about these things?
It's a minefield, right?
It is.
Are there even any right answers?
That's the challenge.
Yeah.
We're facing all these new ethical dilemmas.
Yeah.
There's no easy solution.
Right.
It needs careful thought, open discussion, maybe even rethinking our own values.
We need to be having these conversations now before the tech gets too far ahead.
Absolutely.
Right.
And it's not just warfare either.
Yeah.
Think about surveillance.
Okay.
Drones with facial recognition, mass surveillance.
Right.
Our privacy would be eroded like we've never seen before.
It's a slippery slope.
It really is.
Right.
And it's not just governments we need to worry about.
Right.
Private companies, too. They're investing heavily in drones.
So what happens when our data, our movements, our lives are being tracked by corporations?
It makes you think about control.
Right.
About autonomy.
Yeah.
About what it means to be free. Yeah. When tech can watch us all the time.
It's like we're at a fork in the road.
Yeah.
One path leads to drones making our lives better, safer, more convenient. The other path leads to no privacy, limited freedom, constant monitoring.
Right. Our choices today will determine which path we go down.
And it's not just about the tech.
Yeah.
It's about ethics, philosophy, what kind of world we want to live in.
Exactly.
This deep dive has really been a journey.
It has.
Started with weird lights in the sky. Ended up talking about what it means to be human.
Yeah.
In a world of intelligent machines.
It's been a really interesting conversation. Hopefully it's given our listeners some things to think about.
Me too. Yeah. I think we've just scratched the surface here.
We have.
But hopefully it's enough to get people curious.
Right.
And keep exploring this stuff.
Exactly. Knowledge is power. Yeah. The more we understand about what's happening, the better we can navigate the future.
So that's our deep dive into the drone revolution.
Yeah.
It's constantly changing.
It is.
So stay curious. Stay informed.
Yeah.
Keep asking those tough questions.
Right.
What does the future hold for drones?
Yeah.
And what does that future hold for us? Thanks for joining us on the Deep Dive.